So Satou Sabally has been talking about what her priorities are in the offseason, what she is looking for in a team, and who it is likely that she is going to go to. And I'm going to have a spoiler right here. It's not the Fever. It's like, from what it seems, is that there are 2 or 3 teams Satou Sabally is considering signing for, with the Fever not being one of them. And again, I don't hate this. I don't hate it. Like, I think she's much better than Alyssa Smith, but like, I think the asking price is going to be high. I think the asking price is going to be basically every asset the Fever has. It's going to be Berger, Smith, and 8. I don't like that trade for Indiana. I really don't. I like Grace Berger. I like the 8th pick, whoever that's going to be. There's definitely players you can get there, and I think you can get another asset for an Alyssa Smith and figure it out. But yeah, so ESPN makes Satou Sabally's WNBA free agency priorities clear. So I saw this, obviously I saw it in a Twitter video, but it says here, several destinations would make sense for Sabally. One is a Fever. However, in an article by The Athletic, there's not a perfect fit for what the Fever require, unless they can trade for Satou. It's risky trading for Satou. And all the talk around the league is that Satou is not one of Indiana is not one of Satou's preferred markets. Although a January 28 report from ESPN's Kendra Andrews suggested one recently improved aspect of the Fever's franchise could change Satou Sabally's mind. I don't think this will change her mind, because this is not happening for 2 more years. She can always go to Fever in 2 years. Says, I'm told that she's going to be starting some conversations and meetings with teams immediately or imminently. Sabally's number one thing is that she's looking for free agencies, great organizational infrastructure. That means facilities, that means resources. She's very outspoken about this at Unrivaled, where she's playing right now. Let's take a listen.
Another star that could be on the move is Satou Sabally of the Wings. What are you hearing about teams that are interested in her?
Yeah, Christine, I'm told that she's going to be starting some conversations and some meetings with teams imminently. The New York Liberty is a team to watch, as well as a team in the Western Conference. Sabally's number one thing that she's looking for in free agency is what has been described to me as great organizational infrastructure. That means facilities. That means resources. And she has been very outspoken about this at Unrivaled, where she's playing right now. She told me and some other reporters, look, being around so many players here whose teams have great facilities, who have owners that are investing a lot of money, I can walk up to them and say, what are you getting? If they aren't outlining what I want to hear, those teams are probably ones I'll be less likely to go to. She also said, I'm getting a lot of free coffee from the other players.
So yeah, with Satou, it does appear that the infrastructure is something she's looking is a big priority. But for me, the Indiana Fever, yes, they have been stepping up in the last 12 months. Not even the last 12 months, in the last 4 months. The Fever have really stepped up. But all the stuff the Fever have has not started yet. If that is a priority for her, I don't think she's going to want to wait till she's 28 years old before she's gets into these good facilities. So I think there are 3 teams in with a shot of getting her. I think one is unlikely. The Phoenix Mercury. The Phoenix Mercury, the Aces just don't have enough money. Unless they want to trade Jackie Young for her. The Mercury. The Mercury have a non-zero but almost 0% chance of getting Satou, purely because of they have the best facilities. They're trying to win. Alyssa Thomas is a perfect player to have beside Satou. They don't have the assets to give up. They don't have anything to give up. You have to keep 1 first-round pick for 3 years, and they've given up a swap. Maybe they can give up a swap in 2027. 2027? Yeah, I think maybe they can give up a swap that year, because they've already given up pick 12. The best that they can offer is a swap to the Dallas Wings. Celeste Taylor. Who else do they have? Ty Harris, who they just received today. And who else? Do they have anyone else? They're not trading Sophie Cunningham, because of all the work she does with the Phoenix Suns, is literally untradeable. She might be the most untradeable player in the entire league. But they're not going to give up that. Not going to give us Sophie Cunningham. So they don't have that many assets. So I'm going to take them out. The Seattle Storm are an interesting team, especially because they said here, like Kendra Andrews said here, that it is between, basically, that is between the New York Liberty and a team out west. Because everybody knows the New York Liberty is probably the first choice. That team out west is probably the Seattle Storm. They are a team that are able to be in the Satou sweepstakes because they can offer the number 3 pick. Or number 2 pick in the draft, sorry. They can offer number 2. And I'm trying to think, what else did they get? Did they get anything else, or was it just number 2? Yeah, they can offer number 2 for Satou. And I don't think they'd be that opposed to that if Satou wants to stay, offering number 2 for her. Because the Seattle Storm are in win now mode, and she fits better in the starting lineup than running a Gabby Williams, Jordan Horston. Another player they could offer is, I don't think Gabby Williams wants to play in Dallas, but they could potentially offer a Jordan Horston. They could offer some package around Jordan Horston, but I just don't know how they can afford that because of NECA Skyler's contracts. I don't know salary cap wise if they can afford to do that, but they would have to give up Jordan Horston and someone else because they cored Gabby Williams, unless they can convince Gabby Williams to play for the cheap again. So that will be an interesting one, but I still think she's going to the New York Liberty. I still think there's no, like, that makes all the sense in the world. Everything Satou wants, play in a big market, play in good facilities, play with her sister, play with Sabrina Ionescu, play with her, with basically half the German national team. Every single thing points to Satou wanting to go to New York. Satou deciding to go play in New York, and probably Benai Jelani in 7. I would, like, if we saw what Jewel Lloyd was worth, the 2 pick, you're going to be having to get a high level player plus a high pick. And the Dallas Wings, I don't think are in tank mode. I think they're trying to win. So like Benai Jelani in 7 for Satou. Like, the Dallas Wings signed an all-out defensive coach. So you've got your defense there in Benai Jelani. You've got Paige is a decent defender. Arike is a bit iffy. JC Sheldon's okay. Maddie Segrist isn't great. And then you just need to figure out something at the center position, which should be bringing Owakuya back. Like, bringing Kuier back and just getting off one of Tiara McCowan or Kalani Brown, preferably McCowan, and just get anyone. Like, at this stage, Tiara McCowan might be as bad a contract as Katie Lou Samuelson next season. She's on like 190k. But I think the Wings are going to be an interesting team. But I would say the Liberty is the almost certain trade destination for Satou. But I think at this point in time, with what she seems to be wanting, the Indiana Fever is just not that. Everything we've heard from Satou, everything we've heard from sources, the Indiana Fever do not seem to be a team that Satou is interested in playing for. And to be fair, Satou might be thinking, I'm going to be the 4th option. I am not playing in Indiana. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.